about Judy. She has put so much energy into this, and thank you very much to all the people who are participating here. They've been dragged, some of them screaming and kicking, but they were dragged nonetheless. And they came. They've been rehearsing during weekdays, they've been rehearsing during weekends. And now just see what they've been doing. We have the Green family doing what they do best, chaos.
This is a story about the Green family. The Green family consisted of Mrs. Green and Mr. Green and the twins, David and Joe Green. They shared their nice, comfortable house and a beautiful garden with their cat, Tigger. They all lived happily ever after. The end. No, stop. It's not the end. Oh, isn't it? I thought that's how stories always ended. Well, not this one. You mean there's more? Yes, quite a bit, actually. Oh, right, sorry. You carry on. Thank you. Mrs. Green looked after the house carefully. She was particularly proud of the sitting room, with its leather suite, which she kept well dusted, and a new exhauster carpet, which she hoovered every day. That always nice. I'm sorry, a what? I said a Dyson. They're so much better than Hoovers. She wouldn't have to Dyson every day. She'd probably get away with it every other day, or even just one week. Look, whether she used a Dyson or a Hoover, it's beside the point. Can I please get on with the story? I was only getting my opinion. I don't want your opinion. I want to tell the story. Now, can we get on, please? Oh, all right. Mr. Green loved his garden and spent hours planting and weeding and cutting the grass and watering the vegetables and flowers. One day, when David and Joe were teenagers, Mr. and Miss Green decided to leave them in charge of the house while they took a short holiday. They called the twins together and explained that they now trusted them to look after the house. Remember to Dyson the carpets in the sitting room every day, said Mrs. Green. And remember to water the flowers and vegetables, said Mr. Green. And remember to look after Tigger, they both said. No sweat, said the twins. You have a little time. Things will be cool here. No worries. I think that means yes, said Mr. and Mrs. Green. So off they went on holiday. Once they observed, David and Joe got together. We have been given a great responsibility by your dad. The children are much, they love us and trust us. It's an honor to have to look after the house and the excess carpet and the garden with its flowers and vegetables and dear old Tigger. Don't forget Tigger. I know, said David. We should have a party to celebrate this new responsibility. decided to stay up and slept most of the day. Unfortunately, they forgot all about poor Tina, who had taken refuge in the neighbor's garden. Later that day, as the twins were upstairs sleeping, Mr. and Mrs. Green came back unexpectedly. We are very disappointed in you, said Mr. and Mrs. Green to the twins. We trusted you to care for our home, look after the garden and the cat, but you have let us down badly. Do you have anything to say for yourselves?
We can liken this story, this skit, to God having left for heaven and left us in charge. He did not only leave us in charge, but He gave us responsibilities. I've quite often spoken to a number of people who talk about their rights. Human rights is the thing that is being talked by everyone, whether they know them or they don't, but they always talk about their rights. It's my right to have this, it's my right to have this. But what we don't often talk about is behind every right there is a responsibility. You are only entitled to your right if you do perform your duty first. Let me give you an example. We all have a right to life, isn't it? We all have a right to life. It's protected by the law. If you go into the Constitution, no someone can take that right away from us. But that right is only guaranteed if we follow the what? The law. If you come into this room with a gun and threatening to kill everyone, the police have the right to take off your life. So your right to life is not an absolute right. It is a limited right. It is a qualified right. Qualified by the fact that you have an obligation to perform to have your right. That is the same with us and God. We have the right to inherit the kingdom of heaven. We have the right to be called sons and daughters of God. But behind those rights, there are duties and obligations we ought to perform in order for us to qualify for those rights. So if we are left in charge of evangelizing Middlesbrough, last week's sermon I think we had the number of people in the Tees Valley and the number of Adventists in the Tees Valley. We have a big duty to go out and do. And like Elder Herbert last week was saying, so many excuses come. So many excuses. And I think of all the excuses that we can come up with, we have had Auntie Joe's actually quashing them off. You don't need to come on the pulpit and preach to the repentant to say that you have done your duty. You know, when we preach here, we are preaching to the repentant. We are supposed to go out. But when you go out, you don't need to preach. Sometimes you need to buy someone a drink. Sometimes you need to carry a bag for someone. Sometimes you need to give someone a CD. Sometimes you need to give someone a hymn. That is enough to perform your duty. So no one can stand up and say they have an excuse. We have a duty church, and God is coming again. When He comes, He is going to expect us to do what He has asked us to do. Just like Mr. and Mrs. Green, when they left, they said, take good care of my cat. And the cat was kicked out. Take good care of my garden. And the kids stamped on the garden. And we are at least doing the same today in a different way and in a different form. By refusing to bring back our time, by refusing to take duties in church, by refusing to participate in church programs, by refusing to witness, by refusing to do what we know we ought to do. However, as for the twins, they had their parents angry, and I'm sure after a day or two, the parents were able to forgive them. But when God comes for the second time, and we have not done our duty, the anger is worse than what the twins witnessed. Now we are going to ask the church choir, which sang so beautifully in the morning, to give us 2 pieces of music, after which it will be followed by yet another beautiful skit. And this one we have